just kind of took a hold and I just enjoy it. And, you know, politics is 24/7, 365. There's no season like football and baseball.
Right.
We want to recognize Suzanne. This is Randy's wife. Every good man is a great woman.
That's right.
What I gotta say.
Rolling our eyes.
That's it.
They really do.
Thank you. Behind the scenes. Okay.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is to reconsider introduction of ordinance granting a variance to Patty Deville, 334 Evelyn Street, to allow for pig, chicken, and rabbit enclosures to be less than the 50 feet from a residential property line.
So moved.
Second, I'm sorry, yeah, I need to move up to the mic. Yes.
I'm back. I do have the letters from my doctors that y'all asked about last month. I was able to obtain those. They're needed.
You can bring it up here.
I also want to correct something I stated last month that I was extremely nervous. Like I stated to y'all last time, my animals, it's my babies. Y'all asked if I could move my cages, and I said yes, I could put them in the middle of my yard. It would take it from their yard, but it would put it too close to my other neighbor's yard to the south of me. I turned in my legal description of my property, and my yard is 102.5 feet wide. And also something that someone else brought to me, there was a little confusion. All my cages are straight in a row. They're all along one fence line, and one cage is adjacent to the fence line for Henry Street.
So your animals are still there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I went today and I couldn't get there from here any way to look. I do see some debris in your yard, in your backyard, but
That is my neighbors. They were cleaning out when they first moved in, and they threw it over into my yard, and for whatever reason never took it back.
Hey, neighbors to the right or to the left?
To the right.
Those are renters.
Yes.
Being the investigator I am, I stopped by twice, both unannounced. Once I just drove by, rolled my windows down, listened to see if I could hear any roosters crowing or smell anything from my vehicle. The second time, I asked if I could enter the backyard and view the cages. Looking at them in person, it is quite different than looking at the pictures. They are in a singular line along the fence line in the backyard, next to the neighbor's yard. That's their backyard. There's no, the house is further away, in other words. It's more than 50 feet from his house
Yes.
where the cages are, but the property line's right there. All of them were clean, all of them, all the animals seem to be in good health. I just followed up with animal control. There was no complaints filed. I do believe there was one, as far as a noise complaint by a rooster.
That's been quite a while back, but those
Well, I think
roosters
it was,
were
I think it was last month, but anyway, you,
last month.
if I may be mistaken.
question
Yeah, well, it's,
And I do respect our own property too, also.
okay,
Okay.
yes, ma'am, and that's
I
fine.
had good reason to ask that.
Yeah, and no, and I don't know where it came from or who made that, but I was just letting you know what I observed. And I didn't see any, you know, I think the rooster was collared.
He
so
is
that-
collared.
But
It's
that was
a-
just my
It's a crow
observation.
collar that prevents him, just because you had asked about him crowing, and even though, like, he did get to see where the infection was in his eye, and it's all deformed. But to make sure that he can't crow, he has a crow collar on, and that prevents him from being able to.
But this was complaint driven, honey. Is this why it
The complaint was brought up from someone, not any of my neighbors. Mr. Nick talked to both my neighbors that the cages are adjacent to. It was an email sent to the mayor complaining, saying that we had favoritism because my husband is an employee, that we weren't allowed to own the animals we owned because they had someone who had to get rid of their animals. And I don't know the reasoning that they had someone who had to get rid of theirs. The complaint had nothing to do with the location of my cages, which like I stated last month, they've been there for like 2 years. I got them during COVID.
Good. Any more questions? Was there anyone from the public here to speak on this item?
Bill Long, 17 Bird Drive. I didn't know this was coming up tonight, but I want to know why the question came up if this was complaint driven. Because I've talked to Mike about this before. If we're gonna run the city and the ordinances on complaints, it's like running a business. If you run your business on complaints, then you're gonna go out of business. You know, we have ordinances, you know, and I see that we just passed another ordinance that's in here tonight, you know, about trailer houses, you know, a certain age, and we're gonna change it, you know. We're going to something different here tonight on an exception basis, you know. So I mean, if we're gonna have everything brought up to the council, you know, just kill all the laws and let people come up here and ask you what they can do, you know? But I mean, I don't think it makes any difference if it's complaint driven or not.
The only
It's
reason
an
I
ordinance.
asked that question is because someone said it wasn't, and someone said it was last time.
Yeah, well,
That's the only reason.
The only point I'm making, I don't care who, I didn't even know who asked me to.
You don't know either.
I wasn't paying attention, but the thing about it is, I don't believe in us running this ordinance department or anything else in the city by complaints. If we did that, then all you need to do is let Mark sit around in his office over there, and somebody will call one of these days and say, water's about 30 foot high on our street right now, you know, shooting up in the air. Complain about it, we're gonna come fix it. That's not the way they run their department. They drive around, they find the leaks, and they fix it.
Jared Hewitt, 1419 Best Street. I am a big advocate for this, especially since she homeschools and uses it for agricultural. And if Nick's been out there and multiple other representatives of the city, and you find that it's clean and she is in fact using it for agricultural for her children, I think it would be a big shame if we knocked this down and said she couldn't have this. I know that's just my opinion, and I wanted to voice my opinion. I'm 100% an advocate for her to use for agriculture.
And I agree, every situation's different.
Yep.
You know,
My doctor stated these are, and I told y'all this last time, I got these during COVID when everybody's depression and anxiety was bad. We were isolated, we were stuck in homes.